and it's time to talk about gut immunity. So our guts are actually our first line of defense. So if you can think of your gut immunity as our very highly trained homeland security, you got it right. Our guts come in contact with the majority of the foreign objects that we experience in our bodies, and that's aside from our skin, which is our largest organ. But our guts come in contact with so many microbes and bacterias and pathogens and toxins, and our guts kind of have to be equipped with this homeland security team. And it might surprise you to find out that 70 to 80% of our immune cells reside in our gut. So most of your immunity is in your gut. So huge reason to keep a balanced and healthy gut is to make sure that we're keeping up with good immunity. But these protective immune cells are localized there, and so we need to keep that in mind as we go along. But our gut immune system has a vital job in making sure that the rest of our body is functioning properly, and that includes the rest of our organs. And so it's our job to make sure that we're giving our gut and those gut immune cells that environment that it needs to thrive. And that's what we're all about, is to make sure that we are thriving as women. And the best way you can do that is to take care of those little gut immune cells that we have fighting so hard for us. But I want to talk about the ways that our gut immunity can become overwhelmed. And one of the biggest ways is through poor diet. And that's a diet that's high in sugar, high in the bad fats. It's going to be low in fiber. Our gut loves fiber. Fiber is a healthy gut. And here's a plug-in. Every fruit and vegetable has fiber. So if you just up your intake of fiber, or fruits and vegetables, you're likely to have enough fiber. But also, constant exposure to environmental toxins can really overwhelm that homeland security team and get them working a lot slower, get them less effective doing their job. Also, a lack of exercise, and just as important, excessive exercise. Those two things can really overwhelm the gut as well. More importantly, that gut immunity. And lastly is going to be viral, bacterial, and fungal infections, as well as the overuse of antibiotics. And so those are the main things that are going to really get your gut immunity to slow down and to become overwhelmed, and that homeland security team is just not going to work as optimally. So that being said, when our gut is in a healthy, balanced order, that homeland security team does not fail. It really doesn't. So it's our job to make sure that that environment is nice and healthy and balanced so that they can do their job. And when that total load of stressors become overwhelming, that's when we start seeing issues, both within the gut and the issues that are linked to gut health, and then also we start seeing issues with our other organs, because like I said, the gut is our center. So how can we provide a healthy environment for our gut? Well, like I said, adequate fiber. Make sure you're getting adequate fiber within your diet, and like I said, fruits and vegetables, you'll be there. Adequate protein, and not just adequate, but quality protein. There's an amino acid within our protein, quality protein, that is called glutamine, and this is the preferred fuel that our body uses to line that gut. And so that's very important. Okay, so quality and adequate protein. Also, little to no sugar. And I know that's really hard for a lot of us, but when I say little to no sugar, really I'm meaning little to no refined and processed sugars. There's a lot of natural sugars that come within our food, within fruits, and some vegetables, but that's okay. It's okay to have those natural sugars, and those natural sugars are paired together in nature with enough fiber to be able to balance that out. And so when you load yourself down with the refined and processed sugars, that your gut, it just does not thrive in that kind of environment. In the next section you'll learn why. And then quality of food. This is a big subject, and a lot of people find a lot of issue here. Trust me, I was there 4 years ago. I fought so long and hard with my best friend about organic food, telling her there's no way I can afford it. I cut my grocery bill in half twice, and she taught me how to get on organic food, and I actually ended up spending less money on my groceries once I went to all organic natural foods. And stick around Thriving Women long enough and you may learn how to do that yourself. But really, the quality of food is such a huge thing. When our food has traveled super far, the nutritional content is not going to be that great. When our food is frozen, it's not going to have as many, as much of a nutritional bulk as it has when it's fresh. And then the biggest thing, ladies, is pesticides. If your food is not organic, then you really can't know how much pesticides and herbicides are used on your food. And these are foreign in our bodies. These are known as pathogens, as toxins, and our body does not thrive on them. A lot of issues can come from that, and I'm just going to leave it there. But the quality of our food plays a huge factor in our gut health. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about for our gut immunity and making sure that we give that environment just like the most opportunity to thrive is going to be balancing our omega-3 fats and our omega-6 fats. The reason why you see a lot of hype and a lot of education on omega-3, oh, take your omega-3 fish oils, take this, that is because in the standard American diet, which I call the SAD diet, we get a lot of omega-6. We get a lot of omega-6 fatty oils, and in and of themselves, they're fine. It's when the omega-6 becomes so much greater in our intake than omega-3 that imbalance causes a lot of issues. A lot of the problem is the way that we raise our cattle. We give them grains instead of letting them feed off the grass, and so they're not getting as many omega-3s as they used to. And there's so many other issues, but we're not getting that balance that our great-grandmothers got. Let's just be honest. Our processing, the way that we process foods and grow foods is completely different, and we've really sacrificed a lot in making sure that we produce foods quickly and in large quantities. And so that's one of the reasons. So making sure that you balance those omega-3s with the omega-6s, which all of you have more than enough omega-6. It's the omega-3 that you need. And I'm going to let Amber go into good sources of omega-3 because she's going to talk about that in our next topic. But that is really huge too, for making sure that we have a good, healthy environment for our gut immune system. And like I said, when our gut immune system is working optimally, it's not going to fail us. So go ahead and click on the next video and we're going to talk about gut flora.